I am Lisa with Lisa Boone Designs, and I am a DIY paint retailer in Madisonville, Kentucky. Today, we're going to make over a simple mirror using DIY paint and Iron Orchid design transfers. You always want to start off with a nice clean surface. Here I'm using an old container, and I have Blue Dawn, alcohol, and water, and I'm just spritzing it. They're natural degreasers, and they do a great job on their own in cleaning your surfaces. And then I take a lint-free rag and wipe it down. And I decided to use DIY Paint's Apothecary. It is a beautiful, beautiful color. I consider this a neutral color, and the IOD transfers that we're going to be using are from the Whispering Willow set. So it has a whole bunch of different transfers that you can cut up. There's 8 pages, and I love this one. This transfer set is so beautiful. This could work in a nursery to an adult room. The sky's the limit with this transfer, and you can take bits and pieces to create your own unique look, and that's one of the very many reasons why I love this transfer set. So I went ahead and I just pre-cut and started figuring out where I might want to place my transfers, because when you're using transfers on a mirror, you really want to know exactly what you're doing, and you're going to see that here in a second. I'm using a Klingon F40 to paint my mirror. You could use any of the Klingon brushes. They all work amazingly. You could also purchase these on my website, lisaboondesigns.com. All the links are in the description for all of the products that I retail. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. You can comment below and ask your question, or you can send me a message on my Facebook page, also on my Instagram. I would love it if you would follow, or you can go on my website and contact me directly. I'm not doing a full coverage. I want it to look distressed and old and weathered and worn, so this is a great way to use a little bit of paint if you have something left from a project and you want to tie it in to the rest of your room, or even to spread the color throughout your house so that you have a nice cohesive color scheme. Next, I go ahead and I wipe down my mirror after my paint has dried, and DIY paint dries very quickly. I don't tape my mirrors. I use this scraper that I got at Harbor Freight. It's just a blade with a handle, and it makes easy work of cleaning up the dried paint. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask me below. Of course, another technique is you can use waxed playing cards and slide them underneath, but I like scraping it. It's so much easier. And then I will wipe it down, and if you need to, you could also use a baby wipe or a dampened lint-free cloth. And this is a baby wipe that I was just picking up a few of the pieces left. Next, I'm going to take my IOD transfer pieces and I cut them out as close as I could, because I really want it to be along the edges so that the mirror is still usable. And you can even cut them apart even further so that you could create your own unique look and match it the way that you want it to be. Once you remove the backing off of your transfer, be very careful when you're applying it to a mirror, because the moment that you put it down, it sticks immediately. There is no wiggle room as there is when you're doing it on fabric or wood, and it comes right off. Just use the applicator stick that comes with your transfer and apply light pressure. I like to use 2 hands. One hand is lifting up as the other is applying down the transfer. I don't usually have very many problems with it not sticking, but I still like to make sure that I rub it down and make sure that it's nicely adhered so that I won't have any problems. Now, putting IOD transfers onto glass, you do not want to seal it. So knowing this, whenever you go to wipe down your mirror, just use a lint-free cloth. Don't use any chemicals at all, or any water for that matter. And I just start applying all of my pieces randomly throughout the mirror to make my own unique design. IOD transfers layer on top of one another beautifully and very easily. DIY paint does not have a top coat incorporated into the paint. If it's something that's hanging on your wall, you could get away with not sealing it. DIY paint will harden over time on its own. But if you want to have the color that comes out when you seal it, then I recommend doing a top coat. You can use wax or Big Top or even liquid patina for something that's hanging on your wall. I chose to use clear wax, and then immediately after the clear wax, I went ahead and I wanted to soften the look and age it a little bit more. And normally I would use dark wax or black wax, but here I wanted a softer look, and so I used white wax. And I just got it in all of the edges, and I just love the way that white wax tones down or ages a piece. You typically would think the darker wax would, but the white wax just adds a really feminine, beautiful touch. And if you haven't used it, I would highly recommend it. I'm using a chip brush to seal the paint in. I love these chip brushes. I have them available on my website. There's a 2-inch and a 3-inch version, and I use them a lot when I'm doing smalls, especially when I want there to be a little bit more texture. It just is an easy way to use these chip brushes with the wax, and you can see up close how beautiful the transfers look. And then I just use my lint-free rag to remove the excess wax. And just for a little bit of sparkle, golden rule for the win, I just take my finger and lightly put it in the places where I want there to be just a little bit of shimmer and interest. And here is the finished piece. It's available at my store at Now and Then, 575 McCoy Avenue in Madisonville, Kentucky. If you're ever in the area, I would love for you to stop by and come and meet me and check out all of the beautiful things that we have at Now and Then. If you have any questions about anything that I've done or any other technique, please be sure to contact me. I would love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to also hit me up on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. I would love to get to know you better. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, for liking, for commenting, and for sharing it. I hope that you have an incredibly blessed day.